I had to have an early look at Mimir. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but yeah, I'm going to pronounce it Mimir. And I actually played it for 90 minutes straight, my first time picking it up. And that is very, very rare, especially for gacha games of this type. I'm not a big fan of gacha games, but the combat in this game was so engaging, and I loved every second of it except for when I was playing the healer character, which was the first character I actually upgraded a lot because she was an A grade character and my other characters are all B grade. But turns out, even though she's A grade, she actually isn't that much stronger than the B grade characters, which is actually a good thing, I think. But yeah, of course, her skill set is mostly for buffing and healing, so yeah, I should have expected that when I picked her up. You'll see some gameplay from her in just a moment. I played 4 different characters. The main character you start off with has a sword and has some sort of, I guess, rage type of bar. You have to build up some rage before you can use your abilities. And then you have a gunslinger, which I think, she was definitely maybe my favorite. She is a lot of fun. Like, all of her abilities feel really nice. She doesn't have a very restrictive energy bar or anything. Like, you can pretty much be constantly using abilities. She has a really nice dash ability and that sort of thing. And then, of course, I played the healer character, which is the third of the free characters that you get starting out in this game. And yeah, you don't want to play her as a captain. I mean, maybe you can actually make it work at some point once you get her like really buff, and maybe you get her cooldowns reduced a lot or something like that, but she's just really slow, and it's almost impossible to get an S grade combo with her. And then I actually unlocked a 4th character after I saved up enough of the currency to buy 10 of the gacha things, and I unlocked this character that has some lightning abilities, so like a mage type character. Lots of AoE damage, and she was a blast as well. So between the gunslinger and this mage type character, I'm not sure. It's hard to choose. They're both really fun to play. But anyway, overall, yeah, I don't really play gacha games like this very much. And I feel like this could be the next Honkai Impact, because I feel like this has a lot of similarities to Honkai Impact. You know, it's a waifu collector with action RPG type elements and really fun engaging combat. The thing is, for me in these type of games, I usually am drawn to games that have a cohesive open world that you actually feel like you're living in. In these type of games, you're kind of teleporting in and out of places, and you don't actually feel like you're on a planet. You're just kind of, I guess, going from dungeon to dungeon or instance to instance, and that for me breaks up a lot of the immersion. The game does seem to have a good story, even though it's all in Chinese, so I didn't understand any of it. But yeah, that being said, most of the time I felt like I was spending on loading screens, because you load into an area, you have usually 3, maybe 4 waves of mobs to kill, and then you load back out. And some of these loading screens took almost like 20-30 seconds. And sometimes I would clear the whole dungeon in less than 30 seconds. I really do think I may have spent more time in loading screens than actually playing the game. But overall, I feel like this is going to be a really great game coming out. And of course, this is just a test version. I'm sure like loading speeds and that sort of thing might be improved in the actual release version of the game. But yeah, I think this can actually be a really good contender with Honkai Impact, so long as they actually do bring it out in English. No mention of that just yet, so they basically asked me simply to judge the gameplay for the most part, and the gameplay was amazing, a whole lot of fun. I even found myself actually being interested in all the menus and upgrading my characters and that sort of thing, even though I couldn't understand any of the stuff I was reading. But it's pretty easy to actually figure it out. Like, you look at the icon, and the icons usually give you a good idea of what the abilities are going to do. So overall, I think this is something to look forward to, especially if you're into gacha games, into waifu collectors, and this type of action RPG style combat. And if you're a fan of Honkai Impact, then keep your eye out for this one. Make sure you go pre-register on TapTap, and yeah, I'm sure you'll be notified as soon as available. We'll see you guys next time in the next video. Peace out, and GG's.
广域锁定。找到你，瞄准，我能设定的，能行的。赢了。